Thank you for joining Loretta Coleman Live. We're glad that you chose to tune in to join us tonight. We have a conversation that we are sure you will enjoy. If you would like to be a guest on my show, you may email me at Loretta Coleman 33 at gmail.com. That's Loretta Coleman 33 at gmail.com. On Loretta Coleman Live, we keep it real. We laugh, we joke, we encourage, we have fun, we do it all. So join us every Monday and Tuesday at 6:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You'll be glad you join us. Now get ready for Loretta Coleman Live. Get that drink, get those chips, get that popcorn, and tune in to Loretta Coleman Live. And of course, you can join in on the conversation on Loretta Coleman Live.
Hi, this is Zenobia Corley of Luxury Z Boutique. Please join me on Thursdays at 8 p.m. for live selling on Facebook.com/Luxury Z Boutique LLC. We have designer inspired bags, designer inspired jewelry, and designer inspired shoes, and much more. Please join me on Thursdays at 8 p.m. Facebook Live. Be there.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Loretta Coleman Live. It is good. It's a good day. In spite of what we went through, in spite of how we felt, in spite of what happened, you know what? It's still a good day because it's a day that God has made. And we welcome you to Loretta Coleman Live. Those of you who are tuned in on our various platforms, we say thank you for joining us. We also want to thank those who join us each and every Monday and Tuesday. We realize that you don't have to be where you are, but you are here, and we just want to say thank you. We had such a hot topic on last night, and they wanted us to continue on. We're talking about we all need to do better. Better. We all need to do better, but we're talking about a lot about women and the different things that women do to one another. But of course, we have men the same way. But our focus is going to be why do we do what we do? We all need to do better. I can't point the finger at you. You can't point the finger at me. We, W-E, all need to do better. And that's one of the things that we do a lot is that we criticize people without knowing the facts. We criticize people without knowing what they're going through and what they're challenged with. And sometimes we just need to sit back. We need to keep our mouth closed if we don't know what a person is going through. Just because a person don't call you and tell you I'm sick, I lost my job, I'm having problems in my home, this or that. That does not mean that they don't have things going on. But everybody is not a person that tell their business. And you know, we sit and we judge people without knowing the facts, and that's not right. But let us speak to some people. Evangelist Hazel Parler, thank you for joining us. Sister Geraldine Pugh, thank you for joining us. Miss Mickey Martin, thank you for joining us. And there'll be others that's coming on as well. And we were sent a note just in case that Facebook is having live issues. So if I go out, it's not me, it's Facebook. Also, I want you to know that I got a work request in because my air condition went out. And I got a work request. So if somebody knock on my door, I might have to stop for a second and let them in. Angie, thank you for joining us. Good evening to you. I'm telling you, last night was so good and it was rich. And that's what makes me um pressed to do this show. I wasn't feeling good last night. I'm not feeling good today. It's been like that ever since last Thursday. Last Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, went to church, Sunday came back home, slept all afternoon. Just not feeling good with these viruses and bugs and things that's going around. But I press my way through to come on this show because I want to have conversations with you. I want you to give feedback. I want you to discuss some of the things that goes on around you that you don't like. And you don't have to call names. Get you a dummy name like I do, peanut butter and jelly. So nobody will think you're talking about them because believe me, ladies, and gentlemen, if you knew the amount of people that look at this program, at this show, and they go back and they say, she was talking about you. You never hear me call names. You just hear me say peanut butter and jelly. But if you only knew the stress level, how people just pick words out of your mouth and they say, oh, she was talking about you last night. Well, no, I wasn't. But if the shoe fit, then what? Wear it. That's the way I see it. How you doing? Thank you for joining us. So we're talking about tonight. We all can do better, and I want you in the comment section to talk to me. What are some ways that we as individuals can do better toward one another? What is some ways that we as individuals can do better in with one another? We know that we're not going to be perfect. We know that sometimes we're going to make mistakes. We know that sometimes we're going to say things that we shouldn't say. We're going to act in ways we shouldn't act. And we're going to do things that we shouldn't do. But what are some of the things that you have ran into and you said, I wish I had not done that? Now, you don't have to go in detail because we don't want you to do that. We don't want you to go in detail. But if sometimes you misjudge somebody, sometimes we sit on the outside and we're looking in and we think we know what's going on when we really don't know what's going on. We assume that we know what's going on, but we really don't know what's going on. And we can start a lot of trouble and a lot of things by running our mouth about situations and circumstance that we have no idea what's going on in a person's home, in a person's relationship, in a person's body. You know, you're in your house, I'm in my house. You don't know what's going on in my house. You can only assume what's going on in my house. You can only assume what's going on in my relationship. You can only assume what's going on in our thoughts. But we got our motives wrong. We got our thought pattern is wrong. And we like to play the blame game as it is, especially women. And I can talk about them because I am one. And I was talking to someone today, and they didn't watch the show last night, so they had no idea what we discussed. And it's like some people make it a mission to destroy your relationship with somebody else. And see, that's what we was talking about last night. We got to use our brain that God gave us. We got to use the brain that God gave us. Not your sister brain, not your uncle brain, not your daddy brain, not your mama brain, but you got to use the brain. You got to think for yourself. Think for yourself. Hey, my sweetie pie Brenda, how you doing? Thank you for joining us. Think for yourself. Don't let nobody, I don't care who it is, put negative thoughts in your head towards somebody who has done absolutely nothing to you. Have you ever had somebody to just stop talking to you and you had no reason, you had no idea why did that person stop talking to me? You see somebody, they act funny towards you, you say, well, God, they act funny today. Did I do anything? You haven't done anything. They're listening to the wrong people. You can listen to the wrong people. And if I could just drive that home, sometimes we listen to the wrong people. Sometimes we listen to the wrong voices. And sometimes our voice is wrong. Sometimes what we're thinking is wrong. Sometimes we're thinking that somebody is against us and somebody has something against us because they are not talking to you at that moment, because you haven't heard from them in a week, because you haven't heard from them in a 2 week. Well, something may be going on with them. If you haven't heard from them, have you called them and asked them, hi, how you doing? You okay? I hadn't heard from. Why you got to wait till they call you? How many people do that? We wait till somebody, well, they haven't called me, so I'm not gonna call them. I called them, and I can't stand this one, y'all. Well, I called them last. I called them last. So I'm not gonna call them because they hadn't called me. I don't like that. Love does not keep a record like that. Real love don't keep a record. We got to get it in our heads, ladies and gentlemen. We got to get it in our head that just because we think it's one way, don't necessarily mean that it's that way. We got to get it in our head that just because we think something, hey, Carolyn, thank you for joining us. Thank you so much. We got to realize just because we think it's one way, it don't make it law. It does not make it right. We all got to learn that. We all have to learn that. And just think about some of the and just think about some of the things that you've done. Maybe last week, maybe last month, maybe last year, maybe a couple of years ago that you've done. And you regret the fact that you've done it. You can't go back and change it. You want to change it, but you can't go back and change it. And this is why I say we, not they, but we got to be careful of the words that we speak out of our mouth. Because once you speak those words out, you can apologize. You can say, I'm sorry. You can say, I really didn't mean to see that, but you can't take those words back. You can't take those words back. Thank you for joining us, Doretha. Thank you for joining us, Mary. We can't take words back. Once we spit them out, they're there. And we can be genuine. We can be 100% genuine from our heart when we say we sorry. But we got to be careful how we react. I was a person that used to react. I mean, you come to me, somebody said that, I will react. You come to me, somebody tell me you said something, I would react. I would react. I would react. And Lord have mercy, this is blessing me if it ain't blessing nobody else. I am so ashamed of some of the ways that I used to react to people. I'm just telling you like it is, because I didn't take time at that time to find out the facts. I didn't take time to find out the facts. I didn't play lawyer or weigh the odds and the pros and the cons. I didn't do that. I immediately took what they said because they were my friend. And oh, how I regret that. I regret that. And if I could just change that, I would. But I can't change it. And that's one of the things that I'm going to continue to talk about. And I'm going to continue to talk about is believing everything you are told. Because everybody has a story. But there's three sides to every story: my side, your side, and the right side. My side, your side, and the right side. But the right side is left out so many times. And when you are the oddball, and when I say the oddball, I mean when you are the person that does not go along with what everybody say, you'll be the oddball. That's what I'm trying to say. You'll be the oddball. When you're the one that's not easily to jump on the bandwagon, you'll be the oddball. It does not mean that you think you better than Sister Sue or Sister Peanut Butter or Sister Jelly. It doesn't mean that. It just means that you have learned not to react before you know the facts. Because I'm telling you, sometimes people will lie on you for no reason. For no reason. And you got to think, and you got to know the difference. You just got to learn. Angie said, you just got to learn how to forgive your brother or sister in prayer. You know what, Angie? I don't have a problem forgiving anybody. I don't have an issue. I can forgive you. My issue is trusting you again. Because when I trust you, I trust you 100%. I don't trust you because peanut butter told me to trust you or jelly told me to trust you. I trust you because you've earned that place in my life. And so you have a special place in my life, and I trust you. You betray that trust. I can forgive you, but I can't give you that place back in my heart again. And that's what some people say is wrong. Some people say it's right. I don't know. But I tell people, and especially people who I have relationships with, I said, I'll tell them, I say, now I will trust you until you give me a reason not to. I will trust you. I'm not the person that's gonna believe rumors. I don't get in rumors. I don't get in he say, they say, she say. I don't get in that. There's too much going on in life for me to be dealing with he say, she say, they say. Well, she don't like me. He don't. Oh, that's children's stuff. That's stuff we did in elementary school. But what I have an issue with, and tell me, talk back to me, because I'm not above being wrong. I can forgive you with no problem. You can call me and say, I ran out of gas. Can you bring me some gas? I'm gonna bring you some gas. You're gonna say, I don't have any grocery in my house. If I can get you grocery, I'm gonna get you grocery. My lights is turned off. Um, do you know a way? If I can't pay it, I'm gonna try to find you a way. Those are not this. I forgive you, but giving you my trust, putting my heart back on a plate again, are you going to damage it again? Are you going to damage it again? Or are you going to betray me again? Are you going to get upset with me and stop talking to me because of something that you heard? And let me tell you something. It's a sad case when you stop talking to somebody because of something that you heard without knowing the facts. That's really sad. That's really sad. How you gonna start talking to somebody just because your friend told you something that they heard? I got this young lady that goes in and out my life. I mean, she goes in. I mean, this month she may be with me. Next month she may not be with me. This month she may, I can deal with that. But her trust, do I trust her? No. No. Because if I'm doing something that you don't like, you need to tell me. I shouldn't have to wonder if I did something to you. If I am your friend and if you are my friend, you'll tell me what's wrong. I am approachable. You can talk to me. Miss Martin said, when I was working, this lady stopped talking to me for 3 days. So I left her alone. But she came to me and apologized for the way she was acting. She was having problems in her home, and I prayed and with her right at that moment, and she was thankful. And that's what I was saying earlier. We don't know what people are going through. We don't know what people are challenged with on a daily basis. And we just make assumptions because if they're not talking to me, if they are not talking to me, something is wrong. Now, there's a difference between a person going 3 or 4 days not talking to you than a person this month they love you, next month they hate you, this month they love you, next month they hate you. If I'm wrong, Lord, please forgive me. But I just one of them times when they go, I just want them to go because I don't have the energy. I don't have the time to worry about what is wrong with you this month. What did I say this month? And I'm at the point where if I got to walk on eggshells around you, if I got to walk on hot coals around you, what kind of relationship is that? What kind of relationship do we have? If everything that I do, I got to walk on eggshells, do your feelings gonna be hurt? Your feelings gonna be hurt. You don't say, Loretta, you hurt my feelings. You go, you tell Miss Mickey, Loretta hurt my feelings and I don't like it. Do you not know that's what it takes to get in a lot of trouble with a lot of time? Because we don't communicate with people. We don't tell people what we like and what we don't like because we want to be accepted by them. Now, speaking your mind is not necessary right at all times because you can, okay, I use my friend Harold for an example. He and I got in an argument today. And we've been friends for 35 years. We got in an argument today, me and Harold. So in my mind, I said, this Negro is crazy. And then I said, well, you shut up, Loretta. Don't you respond because two people can't argue at the same time. So I sucked it in. I sucked it in. And as bad as I wanted to let him know how I felt. But two people can't argue at the same time. Somebody is going to have to back up. Somebody is going to have to back up and say, I'll take the bigger role. I'll let them have their say today, but there's going to be a time. It may be the same day. It may be a week later. And then you can come to them. You can say, that day when you was fussing me out, you said a lot of things that I really didn't like and a lot of things that really hurt my feelings. And to make that point clear, I talked to him. Matter of fact, he called me about 5, and I was able to say to him, "Yeah, I don't know what kind of rage you was in, but I just let you rage, and I just took the bigger role, and I just let you say what you say." And when you are true friends with people, you got to realize that people won't be the same every day. People will not be the same every day, y'all. We got to realize that we have situations, we have circumstances that we go through in life that changes every day, and people will not be the same. Hey, Sharon, and we got to stop being so touchy, and we got to stop being so sensitive, and we got to stop taking things so personal because everybody you talk to, it's got something that's going on in their life. You may not know about it, but everybody got something that is going on in our life. Don't you know that we can say the wrong thing to somebody and they can commit suicide? Don't you know that we can act the wrong way towards somebody and they can commit suicide? Do we want that do we want to be burdened with that? That's why it's good to hold our peace sometimes. Because if I'm fussing with you fussing with me, you saying things to hurt me, I'm saying things to hurt you. We both hurting each other. We are both hurting each other. And then when it's all said and done, you done said a bunch of things that you regret. They done said a bunch of things that they regret. So what are we going to do about it? That's right, Sharon. What are we going to do about it? How are we going to handle that? How are we going to handle that situation? So we got to be careful of the words that we speak out. And I'm going to keep saying it. And I'm going to keep saying it. If they don't, but one person get it tonight, I'm going to say it again next week. And I'm going to say it again the next week. We got to be careful of the words that we spit out. We got to be careful of the words that we spit out. We got to be careful of the words that we spit out. We got to be careful of the people we listen to. We got to be careful who we listening to. We got to be careful who we listening to. Because everybody that we listen to don't have the right motive. I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about now. Everybody motives is not right. People do things for the wrong motives. Some people do things to be seen. Some people do things to be heard. Some people do things because they want to be better, appear to be better than you. And see, that's just wrong. That's the wrong way to do it. That's the wrong way to do it. That is the wrong way to do it. And I'm telling you, we got to do better. We just got to do better. And we're not doing better. We're not doing better. We're not doing better. And God is not pleased with that. And we need to check ourselves. You know, it's easy for me to point the finger at you. It's easy for me to point the finger at you. Look at my finger. I got this finger pointing at you, and these three are pointing back at me. Do we ever? I asked this question last night, Angie. I asked this question to the people. Do we ever sit down and say, God, what's wrong with me? I do it every day. Every day I ask God, what's wrong with me? Every day I ask God, I say, God, there may be things that I don't realize. I may be acting in a way that's not right. I may be saying the wrong things. Help me. Because at the end of the day, I want to do the right thing. I want my motives to be pure. I want people to know my motives are pure. I want people to know that they can trust me. I'm not one of the ones who go out and discuss people's business. I'm not going to do that. I'm not like that. Do we ever ask God, what's wrong with me? Or do we always say them and they, them and they, them in the back of the church, never those in the front of the church? We always point the finger at somebody else. But what are we doing? What conversations are we having on these right here? What conversations are we having that we think people don't know nothing about? What text messages are we sending that we think people don't know nothing about? And I tell people all the time, I said, God knows how to read text messages, and God is listening to our conversations. And we think we can say all we want to. We can say, I'm gonna tell you this, but don't tell nobody. God is listening. He is listening at our conversation. There's nothing that we can do in life that we can hide from God. There is nothing. So you might well come, okay, God, I blew it today. I really blew it today. I mean, that's how I talk to him. I don't talk to him in no show, no form or fashion. I just come to him. I say, God, I really blew it today. I just messed up. And I need you to forgive me. How many of us do that? We do it when it comes to other people. We'll say them and they. But how many of us take inventory of ourselves and ask ourselves, God, how can I be better? How can I be better to help somebody else? What can I do to help somebody else? How can I change my attitude to help somebody else? Those are the things that we need to ask. When we do things on our job, for those of us that may be working, are we doing it? Are we working, being a good steward of our job, working for that next level? Are we just working to be seen? Are we in support of that boss, or are we in support of that boss in front of that boss face, but behind that boss back we run that boss down? Are we in support of our pastors in front of their face, but behind their back we're running them down? Come on, somebody. God knows all that. He see all that. He hear all that. We can't hide anything that we do. You got this sibling against this sibling. You got this cousin against this cousin. You got this niece against this niece. You got this nephew against this nephew. You got this aunt against this aunt. I mean, it's just a mess. And we all need to take time and ask God. I mean, every day, all through in the day, all during the day, I'm asking God to help me because I know I can go from 0 to 100 real fast. See, I can talk about me. I'm not afraid to talk about me. I can tell the truth. And I know I can go to 0 to 100 real fast. So I have to constantly ask God to help me because, see, you come to me, it irritates me when somebody calls me, well, I heard you said that really irritates me because the people that really know me, not know of me, but really know me, I don't have no problem telling you what I think about you. All you gotta do is ask me. But let me say, if you ask me, what Loretta, what do you think about me? Then you can't get mad with me when I tell you what I think. Now, I'm not saying, come on now, let's be real. I'm not saying what I'm gonna say is gonna be ugly, but I'm just saying to you, if you ask me what I think of you, you got to be prepared for the answer. Hey, Linda, how you doing? Thank you for joining us. You got to be ready for the answer. Don't ask somebody a question if you want them to tell you a lie. Because if you got somebody that's going to be blunt and stern with you, actually that person care more about you than that person that's patting you on the back. When you got somebody that's always patting you on the back for what you do, you watch that person. Because I got good friends. Me and Harold is real good friends. Not no dating friends. We like brothers and sisters. But let me tell you, we don't get along every day. We not gonna get along every day. But he say what he wanna say, and I say what I wanna say. We just say it at different times. And I some things he say I agree with, and some things he say I don't agree with. But what I respect about him is the fact that he will tell me, and I don't have to hear it in the streets. I have known him. I have known him. How you pronounce your name? Al- Laverne? Laverne? I'm gonna call you Laverne. So please forgive me if it's wrong. But I don't have we've known each other for over 35 years. Nobody has never came back. Hey, Kathy, thank you for joining us and told me anything Harold has said because he's not going to talk about me in the streets. Harold is not, he going to tell Loretta, he going to say, Loretta, you were wrong. You were wrong. And I respect that, but I cannot stand a two-faced, gossiping person and a self-righteous person where it's always them. Now I just have a problem with that. Thank you, darling. Thank you. I just have a problem with that. Because you wasting energy concocting a lie against somebody, trying to set somebody up, trying to make somebody look bad. It's gonna come back on you, baby. And especially if you're doing it to me. Ah, somebody said, now what she mean by that? Let me tell you what I mean by that. I may be a lot of things. Hey, Abner, thank you for joining us. I may be a lot of things. And yes, I've made a lot of mistakes. And yes, I've done a lot of things that I shouldn't have done. But one thing I know how to do is pray. And when somebody do something to me, I ask God, I said, God, you fix it. Because if I fix it, I'm going to fix it the wrong way. See, I'm telling you, I'm honest. See, God knows how we feel. We can't hide how we feel from God in the inside. And there's nobody here with me and God. I say, God, I don't like what they did. I don't like what they said. That's how I talk to him. I need you to help me. I need you to work this situation out because if I work it out, it's going to be worked out in a different way. That's the same person you pat on the back. They're talking about you. Absolutely. Absolutely. So don't pat me on the back. Pull me to the side. Loretta, I don't like your glasses. Okay, I said, well, thank you, but I do. I'm not going to get mad with you because you told me that. That was your opinion. Loretta, I don't like you with natural hair. That's what Harold tells me all the time. He said, I don't know why you cut your pretty long hair off. And, I said, because that's what I wanted to do. But that was his opinion. I don't get mad with him. I appreciate the fact that he tells me how, and I told you last night where he had told me about the outfit that I had on. Yeah, I read that one. I told you how he told me about that. You're not gonna find many people, Laverne, that's gonna tell you the truth. You don't find many people. You ain't gonna find some family members that will tell you the truth. Let me see. I done messed up here some kind of way. Let me see. Yeah, I got it right now. You're not gonna find not just friends. You're not gonna find some family members. They'll tell you what they think you want to hear, but that don't help a person. That don't help us grow. When we pacify your people, that does not help us grow. When we have the okay, let's take pastors for instance, and I assume everybody in here have been to church one time or another, where you go or not. You have some pastors, if they don't call your name from the pulpit for something you did in the church, they're gonna get mad and subject to leave because the pastor didn't call their name. And then they gonna go and they gonna talk about the pastor. He didn't call my name. Hey, Lolita, thank you. He didn't call my name, so I ain't doing it. Well, who you did it for? Did you do it for the pastor, for him to call your name, or did you do it to the glory of God? And see, if somebody come to me, which they did, this has been a while back, and they said, well, I did this and I did that, and they didn't even call my name, and they got mad with me because I said, well, why did you do it? Or who did you do it for? Did you do it to the glory of God, or did you do it for recognition? We have, in this world, we have people that's Stellar Award church workers, Grammy Award winning church workers, but they're doing it for the wrong reasons. They're doing it to be pacified. They want to be pacified by the pastor. They want to be looked good on in the eyesight of the pastor. But how are you looking in the eyesight of God? See, God knows our motives for why we do what we do. Praise the Lord, you're preaching the truth. Thank you. God knows our motive. We can't fool him. We can't fool him. That's why if somebody asks me, are you going to do this? No. Why you don't want to do it? I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Is it a sin because I don't want to do it? Am I wrong because I don't want to do it? See, I just went through this today. Are you going to go to this? No, I'm not going to that. I wish she was on here. But I don't see her. She may be listening, but I'm not going to everything. I am on disability, number one. I work part-time, and I'm not going to everything, and the tickets is going higher and higher. You used to go to a program for $15, $20. Now it's 40 and 50. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to everything, because when you need support, where are they to support you? So I'm just saying, be honest in your dealings. You think I'm going to go out here and spend my money to satisfy you when I know that I don't want to go? You understand what I'm saying? I don't want to go, but I'm doing it to satisfy you. And then next week, I don't have no money to buy no groceries because I satisfy you by supporting your event. And now I took what I had to buy groceries to go and support you, and you still talk about me. Oh, come on, girl, you better talk tonight. I'm telling you, that's how they do. That's how you got to weigh the odds. If a person gonna like you, they gonna like you. If they gonna accept you, they're gonna accept you. If they not gonna accept you, no matter what you do, they're not gonna accept you. It's just cut and dry. If they gonna like you, they gonna like you. If they not gonna like you, there's nothing you can do. You can waste your money. You can go out there and treat them to dinner every day. You can buy them lunch every day, but they not going to like you. I don't want to be a people pleaser. I don't either. But you know what? I don't know if I talked about this last night. I know I talked about it last week. I don't want to be a people pleaser. I never did. But I used to suffer with insecurity. And because now this about 20, 25 years ago, because there ain't nothing insecure about me now. But about 20, 25 years ago, I wanted people to love me. I wanted people to like me. So I spent money that I didn't have. You understand what I'm saying? So I did things that I shouldn't have done because I wanted to be accepted. But now, you said say it louder for the people in the balcony. All right, Kathy. But now I'm not, either you're gonna accept me or not. And it's okay if you don't, because I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and everybody's not my cup of tea. Everybody is not gonna get along. Just because you tell a person no, that don't mean you don't like that person. That just means your no is your no. And people need to understand that. But we honestly get mad with people. And I can't stand it when I see people put on here on Facebook. We did talk about this last Tuesday night. They didn't support me, so I'm not gonna support them. Listen, if you want to support somebody, support them. Everybody's not going to support you. You don't know people reasoning for not. You could have something this coming Sunday. I could say I'm coming. This coming Sunday, I may be sick. This coming Sunday, I may not have the money to come. Things change, situations change. And me, I'm not going to nobody's door and say I want to come in for free. If Loretta Coleman don't have the money to get in, I'm not going to the door and ask, can I get in free? I'm not going to do that. That's just not me. If somebody is selling dinners and I want a dinner, unless I did some kind of promotion for you for those dinners, I'm not going to tell you, can I ask you, can I have a free dinner? That's just not me. So I'm saying when we say people don't support us, we got to be careful because we don't know the reason somebody couldn't buy that fish sandwich from you Friday. We don't know the reason somebody couldn't come to your event. We don't know the reason somebody couldn't come to your birthday party. Somebody asked me to come to a birthday party 2 weeks ago. I wanted to go to the birthday party, but I know I wasn't going up in there to a birthday party with no birthday gift. Greetings to you, Mary J. Thank you for joining. I knew, hey Nancy, I knew that I wasn't going there with no birthday party. I mean, with no gift. So I didn't go. So they called and they said, I was really expecting to see you. I said, well, I just didn't go. But then I was able 2 weeks later to get them a gift and take it to them on Sunday. But I'm not going to spend my bill money like I used to satisfy other people, and then I have to suffer. Oh Lord, have mercy. I wish I had known that. Hey, Sandra, I wish I had known that 20 years ago. You hear me? Sharon, I wish I had known it 20 years ago. Because I did. To please people, I would take that bill money and buy that birthday gift, and I knew I couldn't afford it, but I'm not going to do that now. I'm not going to do that. And then, you people people, oh God, people, oh Jesus, have mercy. Used to somebody you could buy them a $5 gift certificate to get a cup of coffee from McDonald's. You buy somebody a $5 gift certificate and give them to them now, you're gonna get talked about. That's right, you're gonna get talked about. So people want you to come, but they want you to come for the fellowship, but they also want that gift. They also want that gift. But everybody is not like that, but most of the time people are. So I'm just saying we need to stop judging people when people don't show up to certain things. Thank you, Sandra, because we don't know a person's situation. We don't know a person's situation. There's plenty of things that I would love to go to. There's plenty of things that I would love to go to. But when I sit down and I say, okay, I got this bill coming up and I got this bill coming up. Okay, my disability check don't come but once a month. I get paid part-time twice a month. So I got to juggle here. So you're gonna tell me that I'm going to um sacrifice my light bill money to go to your event, and then my lights get turned off and I call you for help and you tell me you can't help me. Oh no, I don't learn about that. Evangelist Hazel said everything everyone is commenting on is so accurate. But from my experience, jealousy because you have a personality that they wish they had, and then some people are just a people's person. I think I understand what you're saying. You said a person. Now I don't consider myself. Hey, Mary, I love people, and it takes. I people say, Loretta, you just talk about yourself so bad, but who else can I talk about? It takes a good person to understand me. Not everybody understand me. Not everybody can deal with me because I'm so blunt, but I don't mean anything by it. I'm not going to go out and hurt nobody. I'm not going to damage nobody on person, but I just cannot tell you a lie to satisfy your ego. It just something just it just something just bothers me when I open my mouth to say something and I know I don't mean that to you. I y'all pray for me because I just I just and I know it does. It takes a good person to deal with me. It takes a good person to understand me because some of my family don't understand me. And I know they love me. Let me put that out there. I know they love me. I don't have no doubt that they love me. But some of them don't understand me because I'm so blunt. I'm so blunt. I'm so blunt. You'll just be, I don't know no other way to be. Let me tell you something. It takes a lot of energy to be phony. You got to smile when you don't want to smile. You got to laugh at corny jokes when you don't want to laugh. You got to sit there. You know a person lying to you. You know they lying. You know they lying to you. And you got to sit there and look at them. I can't do that. I'd rather be by myself. I just can't do that. I can't, y'all pray for me because I just can't do that. I'm sitting there looking at you and you done forgot what you told me. You done forgot what you said to me. You understand what I'm saying? You done forgot what you told me last week. And this week it's a different story. I got to let you know. Do you hear what you saying? Do you hear what you saying to me? I did a girl like that. Jesus Christ, have mercy. She didn't have no money and she just needed $15 for gas. And she said she just needed $15 till she got paid. Oh God, that next week she was talking to me and then she started telling me how her and her husband went out to eat. Yeah, they went out to eat with my money. You understand what? But I said, do you hear what you saying to me? Thank you, Linda. I said, do you hear what you saying to me? She said, what you mean? I said, you remember that day you came to my house and you said you need $15 for gas? You mean tell me you took that money and you went out to eat with it? See, let me tell you something about me. I used to be a paralegal. I was a paralegal for 15 years. And when I went to court with the lawyer, my job was to listen at the other lawyer and to take notes and catch what the other lawyer was saying. That was my job, to sit in the courtroom with my boss, the lawyer, and so I know how to listen real good. I said, you gonna tell me that you came to my house to get $15 and to go with what you and your husband went out to eat with? Something wrong with that. Oh, yes, yes. I here I go talking about myself again. I wear a hearing aid. I don't wear it when I'm home, but when I go out, I have to wear my hearing aid. But most people think it's them earbuds. But I can hear you. I can hear you loud and clear what you say. And them things pick up everything. And I'm sitting there and I'm saying, what? I'm sitting there and I'm saying, oh my God. No, and sometimes people say, who you talking to, Loretta? I said, oh, I just thought about something. But you sitting there, you have to be careful, y'all. You have to be careful. You have to be careful. You can't dress up a lie. You can't take back a lie. You can't do none of that. Just tell the truth. It's gonna hurt sometimes. Sometimes it'll cause you to feel like you all by yourself because you told the truth. But tell the truth. You won't be liked, but you'll be respected. I love people when they are real, but people that's not real are all also not trustworthy. I can accept people when they are real. Amen. I can accept people when they're real with me too. Now, it's got to be the way Evangelist Hazel. You got to come at me the right way now. Don't tell me I don't like your hair in a group of 50 people and everybody start laughing. Cause then you're gonna see another side of Loretta Coleman. But if you pull me to the side and you tell me, that's another thing. But and then another thing, don't tell me something if you done told 50 people. If you done told 50 other people, don't let me to be the 51st person that you told about me. Come to me first and tell me what you don't like. Because I'm gonna get it back. If I don't get it back, God gonna show it to me. Oh, God gonna show it to me. I was talking to somebody last night, and they asked me, "How do you know certain things?" I say, I either dream it, and this is the truth. God is my living witness. I either dream it or He show it to me plain as day. He'll wake me up at night, and I'll see it. It'll be a scene to me, and it'll be like this gonna happen, that's gonna happen. And when I ignore that is when I find myself in a mess. I mean, in a mess. When I ignore that, I find myself in a mess. If we pay attention, a lot of stuff that we go through in life, we wouldn't have to go through it. If we just pay attention, He loves us so much, He'll show it to us, but we don't want to believe it. Praying people are never in darkness. Never in darkness. They're never in darkness. But now, just because discernment, that's what it is, spiritual discernment. But I asked a question on my Facebook page. Oh, I said, a lot of people be on here. God showed me this, God showed me that. I said, do we ever show you anything about you? And some people didn't like that. But that's something to think about. I'm talking about when you always having somebody to come to you, well, God showed me, Loretta, that you this. God showed me, Laverne, that you this. God showed me, Linda, that you did. Well, okay. I did. I asked somebody because they kept coming to me. This has been a while. This has been a long time. Well, God showed me this. Well, God showed me that. I said, so what did He show you about you? Did He show you that you were a gossiper? Did He show you that you were a troublemaker? Oh, yes, I did. Yes, I did. That person don't talk to me today, but I got tired of hearing that. Every time I turn around, God told me not to deal with this person. God told me that person don't like me. God told me this. I said, so what God tell you about you? I flipped and see that's what he showed he all he always showed me myself first. That's right. That's right. But that's why I say a lot of people can't take me. And I know that. And sometimes it hurts me because I am a people person. I love people. I love people. I really love people. But people don't understand you. They don't want to accept you. They don't want to accept the way you are. They want to take you like a clay ball, and they want to form you into whatever they want you to be. That's what they want to do. They want you to be how they want you to be. But you'll be an unhappy person being everything to everybody and unhappy to yourself. That's a sad person when you are trying to be everything to everybody, but inside you're unhappy because doing things to please yourself. You're doing everything to please others. You can't do that. You can't do that. And when you find, I'm gonna get on this subject before we get off. I'm gonna say this about let me read this. Yeah, why don't God ever show them who or how they are? Amen. Amen. Why? But I'm gonna say this, and you find busybodies, a busybody in everything. They got to be in everything. They know everything. They know answers to everything. They know answer to every situation. They know how to do this. They know how to do that. And really they know. I know people that have paid people to do things to make people believe that they knew how to do it because they wanted to feel important. Truth is they want to be who you are. Absolutely. 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 But really, I do know people who have paid people to do things because they wanted to look important in the eyesight of that person. Now, how do I know that? Because people have paid me to do things. People have paid me to make graphics for them. I don't care about getting the credit. You pay me, so I'm making them. And then they get up there and people be saying, "Oh, that's such a pretty flyer." You saying thank you and you and all that. And then they send you another one and want you to make another one and another one. And eventually you paying out money for them so you can look good. And they say, "Lord, have mercy." Oh my God, have mercy. I'm telling you, why do we do that? And you have a lot of people that do that. Ladies and gentlemen, start being you. If a person can't accept you for you, do they really have the respect that they say that they have? If a person cannot accept you for who you are, do they really care about you the way that they say that they care? I am not a person that jumps on bandwagons and follow the crowd. I don't follow no crowd. I don't follow the crowd. If I like you, I like you. I don't have to like you to be with the crowd. I can like you. You going with the crowd, but I'm not going with the crowd with you, but I'm still gonna like you. Y'all understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna like you, but I'm just not a person that like to be in a group of people and laughing and hearing and most of them lying. I don't like that. I don't like that. And they say, yeah, Loretta, you got funny ways. I do. I really do. I got funny ways. And I'll tell anybody that. But there ain't nothing. God created us in his image. That's right. There's nothing I won't do for you if I can. There's nothing. If it's in my power to do it. And I'm gonna take my glass, these real glasses, these ain't no sunglasses. I have to put them back on when I have to read, but I want you to look at my eyes. If I can help somebody, I will help them with no screens attached. With no screens attached. But just don't expect me to be a part of your mess. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna be a part of your mess. I can't do that. I can't do that. I cannot do that. And the sooner we start being who we are, we'll be so much happier. Look, I'll be here every day, me and Cam, my dog, and I'm just as happy as I can be. I'm just as happy as I can be. I don't have nobody to stop by my house. Nobody don't stop by my house. I get people to call me on the phone and text me, but they don't. I don't talk people language that they want to hear, so they don't visit. I'm not gonna. I don't want to hear that. I have too much stuff going on in my personal life to sit down and listen to you gossip and lie about somebody else. I got my own problems. I don't want to hear that. So I don't have people in and out my house. If somebody knock on my door right now, unless it's the maintenance man, if somebody knock on my door, I'm not going to even open the door. I don't even say who is it, because people that know me know not to come to my house without being announced. And I, this same young lady who wanted the money from me came to my house, and I had told her repeatedly, do not come to my house without calling me. Call me before you come. Well, she called and she said, I'm at your sitting at your front. I said, the front of what? At the front of your house. I said, I told you not to stop by my house without calling me first. She said, well, I'm here, but I'm calling to let you know I'm here. I said, well, you can go home because you're not coming in today. Now, y'all go ahead and say, Loretta, that was so ugly. But you know why I told her that? I had to break that cycle, because if I had told her, she had a habit of doing that. If I had told her, well, since you're here, you can come on in, it would have been a cycle over and over and over again. If she'd have got through it that one time, she would have thought that she could get through it again. Hey, Connie, just be you. God loves you, and I love you. And you tell your mama I love her too, but she don't never answer her phone till I got a new number, so that's probably why she don't answer. And I just had to break that cycle and see me when I go somewhere. When I come home, I ain't sitting in no house with no jeans on, no t-shirt. I'm gonna get my little gown I got with the holes in it that wear so good when they have the holes in it. Now I have good gowns now, but they wear good when they like that. The t-shirt that got the hole in it and stuff. So if you just show up to my house, that mean I got to tell you to hold on. I got to go try to put on some clothes instead of you just telling me that, calling me and say, can I come? You see what I'm saying? So there's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. I like to be comfortable when I'm home. If I know I'm not going to, thank you, Connie. If I know I'm not going nowhere, I'm going to put on that gown with them holes in it. Because I'm comfortable. The old people used to say, don't start nothing you're not going to end later on. That's true. And I'm just saying, these are comical things, but these are things that can help all of us. And we can't change it all at one time. But what we can do is take one step at a time. And I'm gonna tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you'll end up being so happy. You'll say, God, I didn't know I was gonna have this much peace. I didn't know that I was gonna have this much peace when I start talking to him or when I start talking to her. I didn't know that my mind was gonna be so free, because you don't have to walk on eggshells anymore. You're just being who you are. Oh God, I just blessed myself tonight. I'm telling you, I done blessed myself tonight, and I hope I bless some of y'all. Because I'm telling you, I like to talk real talk, because this is real stuff. This is real stuff. I can't change you. You can't change me, but we learn from each other. We learn things from each other. We make mistakes and we learn about mistakes. We should learn through our mistakes. Let me put it that way. We should learn, but stop playing the blame game. Stop thinking it's everybody else and not you, because sometimes it's not them that's the problem. Sometimes it's you. Sometimes you are the problem. Oh, I got some amens on that. Amen. 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 I'm telling you, sometimes you're the problem. And when I see that you're the problem, I start backing up. I start backing up from you. You call me, I'll answer any question you text me. I'll answer any question, but nah, troublemakers, we don't have time for you. Because I want peace. I want to grow. I want God to be pleased with me. When I make mistakes, I go to God and ask God to forgive me. Because I know I can act a fool sometimes. I know that. I know that. But I know how to go to God and say, God, I ate the pure food today. I didn't represent you well at all. So please help me. I ask God that. But we need to stop judging people and look at ourselves, focus on ourselves. And you know what? You don't have to say anything to a person to prove that what you're saying or you change, they'll see the change. And then they will start looking at you and they'll want that change that you got. And they'll say, they'll say, Evangelist Hazel, how you get that peace you got? And you could say, I just decided to let people go. I just got tired of being who everybody wanted me to be. And then I was unhappy. And then that's going to start, they're going to start watching you and they're going to start catching on. But some people honestly think you can't do without them. Some people think you can't do without them. Don't point the finger because three fingers are pointing back at you. That's right. Always. So we got to, as we close this show for this week, God says the same. We'll be back on Monday with another hot topic. But let's start with ourselves this week. Not them, not they, but let's start with ourselves. We don't have to broadcast what's wrong. I use myself for an example because I don't want nobody, even though they still do it, to go out here and say I was talking about them. So I use myself a lot. But it's between you and God. God, I don't like her. Okay, somebody said, you telling God that you don't like them? He already know it. You can't hide it from him. I've told God plenty of times, God, I don't like him. I don't like her. I need you to help me to love them because right now I don't like them. I'm being honest with him because he already know I don't like them. I can hide it from that person that I don't like them, but I can't hide it from God. Let me see. Kathy. When it comes to some people, the pen of correction, oh God. When it comes to some people, the pen of correction doesn't work at all. Lord, help me to remember that because I want to put that on my Facebook page. When it comes to some people, the pen of correction doesn't work at all. Lord, have mercy. I learned that when I start talking on the phone to people. I used to talk on the phone to people a lot, but I text more now. And I do that for a reason. Because people, if you tell somebody something on the phone, especially if it's important, and you tell somebody something on the phone, they can easily say, you didn't tell me that. But if you text it to them and you do like I do, see, I text it and I screenshot it because now they got these AI things where people can edit your texts, but you can't edit what I done screenshot. So I have the original one. So you ain't going to get me shammed up. Oh, I done got shammed up like that with, Loretta said this, Loretta said. Certain people, I will only talk to them through text message. Certain people, I will only talk to them through text message. They can call me, and I ain't going to answer the phone. But I will text them, and I say, hey, you called me? Because I don't trust them. I don't trust them. So I'd rather talk to them through text message. Loretta, you just telling on yourself. You just talking too much about yourself. I'm telling you, sometimes you got to protect yourself. You got to protect yourself because people are liars and they want to make you look bad so they can look good. Who's your worst enemy? Get your mirror out. Who do you see? Self-examination. We are our worst enemy. Golly. We think everybody is against us. We think everybody is talking about us. Everybody ain't got you on their mind like that. Me too. I hate snakes. Yeah, I'm telling you. But anyway, y'all, I could talk for another hour about this, but thank you so very much. All of you, those of you who come on week after week, we try to talk real talk, things that will help us in our daily walk each and every day. Because all of us need help. None of us are perfect. At the end of the day, I want God to be pleased with me. You may not be pleased with me. Family may not be pleased with me, but I want God to be pleased with me. At the end of the day, that's who I want to be pleased with me. The mirror is broke. Kathy, you better come on here now. That's what she said. Yes, we are. I just love you and how transparent you are. Your experiences is always helpful. Thank you, Shirley. Thank you. I really appreciate you. Thank you, Laverne. Everyone have a great and blessed and safe rest of the week. That's for me, Evangelist Hayes. So everybody be blessed. Love you much. Let's be better. Let's talk next week. Have a great one.